Get ready for a mind-blowing shift in our understanding of history. For years, we've believed that an asteroid slammed into Earth, wiping out dinosaurs. But there's more to the story. The impact wasn't just a one-time hit, it triggered a catastrophic chain reaction that lasted long after the dust settled. Recent discoveries are shedding new light on this event, and what they reveal is both shocking and eerily relevant to our present day. Buckle up as we dive into the latest findings and explore if this ancient disaster could be repeating itself. Get ready for a blast from the past. Buckle up, because we're diving into one of the most mind-blowing theories in Earth's history, the Alvarez Hypothesis. In 1980, Luis and Walter Alvarez shook things up by proposing this game-changing idea that would finally solve the mystery behind the mass extinction event at the end of the Mesozoic era. You know, the one that wiped out those magnificent dinosaurs and countless other species we still dream about today. According to the Alvarez brothers, it all began with an enormous layer of iridium-rich clay discovered in our planet's geological record, a telltale sign of an astronomical impact. A colossal asteroid crash was the culprit behind this extinction event, unleashing massive destruction right where it happened and triggering a chain reaction of devastating effects that spread across the globe. So, what exactly are these asteroids we're talking about? Simply put, they're huge rocks hurtling through space, orbiting the sun just like our beloved Earth. Get ready to blast off into some mind-blowing facts. Asteroids come in all shapes and sizes, from a few meters wide to hundreds of meters across, like massive space rocks floating through the cosmos. Now, when one of these asteroid fragments survives its fiery journey through our atmosphere and lands on Earth's surface, it earns an awesome new name, meteorite. You might remember hearing about the Alvarez Hypothesis, which initially sparked controversy because the idea that an asteroid impact could wipe out entire species was super revolutionary. Who would have thought? But as time passed, more evidence came to light, making this theory the leading explanation for that game-changing extinction event at the end of the Mesozoic era. Get ready for the ultimate cosmic smashdown. Imagine a behemoth asteroid hurtling towards our home planet at mind-boggling speed, faster than any speeding bullet you've seen in action movies. This wasn't just a small, harmless rock, it was an enormous chunk of space debris that packed a massive punch. The moment it collided with Earth's surface, the force was so extreme it sparked a gigantic explosion, unleashing energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs detonating simultaneously. Talk about apocalyptic. Imagine a colossal asteroid, roughly 6 miles wide, smashing into our home planet, Earth. The collision released an enormous amount of energy, so much that it carved out an enormous hole in the Earth's surface, forming an epic crater known as Chicxulub. Situated on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula in modern times, this gargantuan crater is a staggering 110 miles across, putting it among the largest impact craters our planet has ever seen. Get ready to be blown away by the sheer scale of this ancient asteroid impact. It stretches a whopping 12 miles deep into our planet. When the colossal space rock smashed into Earth, an unimaginable amount of rock and rubble was blasted high into the air at incredible speeds, sending shockwaves that shattered the globe. But that's just the beginning. The aftermath would have ignited massive wildfires across multiple continents, leaving a scorched and barren landscape in its wake. Imagine a colossal explosion that unleashes an inferno. Its scorching heat and flames ignite surrounding flammable materials, sparking massive fires. These blazing wildfires release a toxic cocktail of soot, smoke, and hazardous particles into the air we breathe, making it even more hazardous. The impact also sets off gigantic tsunamis, especially in areas close to the Yucatan Peninsula, unleashing towering waves that would ravage coastal regions, causing catastrophic flooding and eroding shorelines. As if this destruction wasn't enough, massive amounts of debris, soot, and pollutants are catapulted into the atmosphere, plunging the world into a dark, icy grip, a nuclear winter scenario. Imagine a massive cosmic blanket suddenly shrouding Earth. This space dust blocked sunlight, stopping our planet's energy supply in its tracks. Solar radiation plummeted to almost zero, causing temperatures to drop drastically and rapidly. The chill lasted for an extended period, think months or even years, creating one of the most hostile environments on record. The aftereffects. A perfect storm of doom for ecosystems worldwide. Organisms that made it through the initial mayhem struggled to survive this prolonged ice age. Imagine a massive domino effect. No sunlight hits Earth, and it's game over for photosynthesis, that superpower of plants and algae to convert sunshine into energy. This shockwave ripples through our entire ecosystem. Primary producers like plants and algae start struggling to stay alive. Then their main munchers, the herbivores, lose their food source. Talk about a major appetite killer. The impact doesn't stop there. It keeps on climbing the food chain until even the top predators feel the pinch. Get ready for a mind-blowing tale that'll make you appreciate Earth's resilience. The devastating combo of environmental disruptions triggered an epic mass extinction event, the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction. This catastrophe wiped out a whopping 75% of our planet's species, and trust us, it wasn't just the non-avian dinosaurs that bit the dust. But hold on to your seat because things took another drastic turn. Geologist Herman Bermudez at Montclair State University dug deep to uncover the shocking aftermath of the asteroid impact. His groundbreaking research, which spanned nearly 900 miles from the epicenter, led him straight to Gorgonilla Island, a tiny island with a massive secret. Imagine a microscopic blast of superheated glass, created by the most epic event, an asteroid impact. Scientists found these teeny-tiny treasures called spherules on the island's sediment layers. Each one is no bigger than a grain of sand, about 1 millimeter in size. The formation of these glass beads is mind-blowing during an asteroid strike. Intense heat and pressure melt Earth material, blasting it into the atmosphere. As this molten mix cools down in the upper air, it solidifies into teeny glass spheres, spherules. Get ready to blast off into the world of asteroid impacts. When these massive space rocks collide with our planet, they leave behind tiny, round particles called spherules that fall back to Earth like cosmic raindrops. But that's not all. Scientists have also discovered sharp-edged tectites and their teeny-tiny cousins, microtectites, in the same sediment layers as those spherules. Tectites are super strong glass fragments formed by the intense heat and pressure of an asteroid crash, while microtectites are like their smaller, more delicate siblings. The presence of these three types of tiny treasures is a major smoking gun for researchers, proving that an asteroid impact was the culprit behind some of Earth's most dramatic events in history. Imagine a massive cosmic fingerprint left on our planet's surface. That's what we're looking at here. The tiny spherules and tectites found along Gorgonilla Island coast are like clues to an ancient underwater catastrophe. They give us a glimpse of the intense action happening 1.25 miles beneath the waves during the asteroid impact. Now, think about this, the force that deformed layers of mud and sandstone up to 33 to 50 feet deep beneath the ocean floor. That's not something you'd see in everyday life. It takes an astronomical amount of power to create such a phenomenon. Imagine, this massive deformation, still visible in geological outcrops today, wasn't caused by regular earthquakes, but by mega-earthquakes sparked by the Chixulub asteroid's devastating crash. This seismic chaos shook sediment layers violently from bottom to top, and what's wild is that scientists can actually see the earthquake signature all the way up to those spherule-rich layers deposited after the impact. Since it takes time for layers to build up, Bermudez believes the intense shaking could have lasted a crazy weeks or even months after the initial hit. Buckle up, folks. So Gorgonilla Island was lucky. Its deep ocean location shielded it from tsunamis triggered by the asteroid impact. This means the killer space rock didn't even need to get super close to cause massive destruction. But here's where things get really intense. We're not just talking about one ancient asteroid anymore. No way. There are actually 5 asteroids heading straight for Earth. 2 of them are as big as commercial airplanes, can you believe it? If all 5 were to collide with our planet at once, the devastation would be on a scale similar to what wiped out those dinosaurs. Imagine an asteroid roughly half the size of the one that wiped out those mighty dinos. What a disaster waiting to happen. If it were to crash onto our planet today, the effects would be mind-bogglingly intense. The spot where it hits would experience a blast so powerful, it's like a massive nuclear explosion all over again. Shockwaves, fiery heat, and crushing pressure waves would ravage everything in their path. And when the dust settles, you'll see gargantuan craters at the impact site, unleashing destruction on all that surrounds them. The size of these craters. It depends on 2 key things: what the asteroid's made of and how it slams into our planet. Angle matters. Imagine a colossal crash unleashing a fury of flames, firestorms that could engulf entire regions. If it happens near an ocean or coast, massive tsunamis are triggered, sending gigantic waves crashing down on coastal areas, leaving destruction in their wake. The shockwaves and powerful blasts from the impact wouldn't just stop at the site, they'd travel far and wide, causing damage even to places far away. This catastrophic event would spark enormous wildfires across a vast territory, intensifying the environmental chaos. And as if that wasn't enough, the resulting smoke and particles would severely contaminate our air, posing serious risks to all living beings. Wildfires have left their mark on the Amazon, California, and Australia in recent years, devastating proof of how our world handles these natural disasters. Now, imagine that happening all at once, but amplified by a catastrophic event so massive it wiped out the dinosaurs. Powerful earthquakes that will make you wonder if humans are next in line for extinction. Would we be able to survive something like that? Let's discuss in the comments. If you're enjoying this video, smash that like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more engaging content.